All right, guys, today we got a 95 Mitsubishi Eclipse. Clayton's been working on it for a former employee. We're trying to figure out what's going on with it. Let's get into it. Okay, so Clayton's been working on this for a little while. This is one of our former employees, and she's moving tomorrow, so we got to get this thing figured out. So Clayton, kind of tell us what's going on with it, where it came from, what the scenario is here.
Well, somebody had previously diagnosed the AC system. They brought me a bunch of parts, and I had to put them on, and the AC is still not working. And so we got to figure out what the issue was.
Okay.
Now.
So you've traced it down. So we got the compressor on it. Clayton said that when he put the compressor on it, it came on for just a couple of seconds, and then it went back off again, and it hasn't come on since. So he has been attempting to track down. I love it. He's been trying it on his own. He hasn't asked for any help. He's been trying to trace down a wiring problem. So right now, what you've got is the dual pressure switch, right, unhooked.
Yep.
All right. So this is the dual pressure switch here. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. So it goes from, he's been looking at the wiring, and he said at the dual pressure switch you do not have power, or you do have power?
I do have power there.
Have power
not
here?
at the relay.
Okay, so we don't have power at the relay, but we have power at the dual pressure switch. And we have power through the dual pressure switch. Is that correct? Okay, so Clayton said that when he looked at the wiring diagram, it goes through the dual pressure switch and comes to the relay. Is that right?
That is correct.
So he asked me to help him because he's been trying to find the break between the pressure switch and the relay. He thinks there's a wiring issue in the car. When I got here, do you still have it out? You had some stuff hooked up to it?
I don't.
You don't have it here? Okay, that's fine. Oh. He had one of the little kits that you hook up to it, and you can run the sensor along the wire, and it puts out a signal. See if you can find a break, and he said he just can't find it. So
Not effective.
We came in, we kind of looked at it real briefly, and said, well, let's go to a wiring diagram, let's figure this out. So let's go look at a wiring diagram. So we've got the wiring diagram up. Again, 95 Mitsubishi Eclipse 2.0 turbo, okay? Manual AC system. So this is the relay, okay? The clutch relay that he says that we don't have power at. And then if we come over here, we've got the dual pressure switch. So we've got power coming out of the dual pressure switch. All right, so let's go ahead and trace this down. Let's look at this real fast here. We highlight that wire. So here's our switch. We highlight that wire. We come over, and that's our, should go in and activate the, that's the power side of the pull-in coil for the relay, okay? And then it looks like the ground side of it is controlled by the engine control module. So, and Clayton already said he's checked this. He's got power. You've got power at the black and red, yes? So this fuse is good. And you've got obviously nothing coming out of the black and white, which should go straight to the compressor. Is that all good?
Mm-hmm. Yep, got a ground there.
All right. So let's look at this wire here. Let's look at going into, so here we've got power coming in. Here we got power coming out. So we know this is good. We don't need to go there. So if you look at this diagram, and this is on all data, so this is one of the reasons why we want to do this video. This is on all data. I don't know why that was highlighted. And this is the non-OE diagram for this vehicle. So this is the diagrams that all data draws based off of the OE diagrams. They take the OE diagram and they draw it. And we all like to use it because it's a little easier to see. They're all set up the same way. You guys have seen me use these diagrams dozens of times on these videos. And they're usually very convenient. But this is one that will catch you off guard. And Clayton's been working on this thing for a few days, right? Mm-hmm. Trying to figure out this break in this wire. And let's look at something. We look at this wire and we follow it. And I'm gonna try to do this. You guys follow this wire. It's the highlighted wire there. You look on here, there's absolutely nothing between that dual pressure switch and that relay. There's a splice, and that's it. So that should be a solid wire with just a splice, okay? So now, what I did was I looked at this, I said, okay, well, we need to find out where this splice is because that could be a problem, okay? So I went, and since it doesn't show us anything here, I went to the OE diagram. So I pulled up the OE diagram. This is why, you know, people say, oh, I don't like using those things because they're a pain in the butt, and, you know, they're all different. And this thing shows up. Honestly, if I pull this up, I don't have it on here right now, but if I pull this up as the whole diagram, it's like 4 or 5 pages long, and you can't put them all together. So you're looking at one page at a time. So we found this page, which has got the pressure switch, the dual pressure switch on it, okay? And it's got the AC compressor clutch relay, all right? So I'm gonna zoom in a little bit here. Obviously, we can't highlight anything on this either. So here is our dual pressure switch coming in. Here's our coming out, okay? That says it's white and green. It's green and orange going in, it's white and green coming out. Well, there's the first problem. This one says it's green and red and green and orange, okay? So right off the bat, the wire colors are different. Next thing we look at is if we follow this down, so this is power coming in, if we follow this down, what is this guy? It says it's AC refrigerant temperature switch. That doesn't show up at all on the original, on the other diagram, not one little bit. So I looked up here at the top and it says automatic compressor ECM, and I thought, well, maybe this is one for automatic AC, but it's not. This is the one for this car. So this switch is in this car. We follow that down, we come in, here's that splice that we saw, that we couldn't see on the other one what it was. It's a splice that says 15, it comes off, and it goes to the relay. And then it goes to the engine control module. So we needed to find this switch. So then we start doing a little research on this switch, and let's go back over to the car and we'll show you what we found. Okay, so this is kind of where we left off. We stopped at that point and said, hey, let's do a video on this. This is kind of good. We'll be able to show that sometimes you got to look at other diagrams around. So we haven't gone any further than that other than locating the switch. We know where the switch is. So come on in and we'll show you. And you're going to show me about the light. It's way down over here. So I doubt you're going to be able to see it on there without some type of light. So I'm going to try to dim this down. So on the top of that compressor, let's see if we can't get the light in here. On the top of the compressor, and for those of you that have worked on these things and some of the older ones in the past, there is a thermal switch. You really can't see it there. It's behind that connector, kind of towards the back of the compressor. There's a thermal switch in there. And that thermal switch, if memory serves me right, is a one-time deal. It gets hot and it blows. So if you look at these compressors, it's got a going to the compressor is not like just one wire or 2 wire. It's got a little connector there with wires that go to the thermal switch, come back out. And when we looked at the wiring colors, and we're going to pull that connector off right here, and I'm going to show you the wiring colors. And these wiring colors on here match that OE diagram. Okay. So let me come down over here and we'll pull this off. Okay, so here's the connector for the compressor. If we remember the wire colors, what you got those there where you can...
The wire colors?
So, well, it was green and white, correct?
It was green and white.
It was green and white, which we have right here, okay? And it was green, was it, what was the other color? Green and white and what?
Green
No,
and
that's the other diagram. Yeah, see? We got to go back to the OE diagram. I want to make sure we say it right here. We're going to get the colors there. In and out of the dual pressure switch.
Green, red. Out is green, red.
Green, red. So green, white, green, red.
Green, white in,
Yep.
green, red out.
So here is green, white, or white, green. Okay. And there's green, red. Okay. So we know that these wire colors match. This matches. These go in and out of that switch. Okay. And then this is going to bring power back to the compressor clutch. Okay. After it goes through the relay. So this is what comes from the relay. So that thermal switch has failed. Now we could go in, and what we're going to do now, we're going to show you, is we're going to go in, and I'm going to try to pull that. Okay, let's back up a little bit. So Clayton was telling us that there's a manifold that sits on top of that compressor, and you said you got like 3 compressors, right, trying to get the right one, and none of them had that switch. Is that correct?
Correct.
So none of them had the switch. We had to pull the one off the old compressor and put it on this one. Okay. So right now, let's get a, and you know I'm not a big you know, ohm meter guy, but we're going to be able to ohm this out and tell you that it's open or not. Let's grab an ohm meter. Does your meter have ohms on it right here, Clayton?
I don't have a battery in it
Okay.
because I had pulled the battery out for
I'm going to go ahead.
something else.
While he's doing that, I'm going to go ahead and try to we can get to this connector. So without breaking something here. Might need to. All right, I'm going to have to get a long Phillips head screwdriver. Hang on. Just trying to get it out of there without dropping this little tiny Phillips head screw right there. Come on, sweet. There it is. All right. All right. So now we got to look and try to match up the wires here so I know which ones I'm going in. So again, we're looking at this one. Got the connector. It's going to be the two flat ones by the connector. There's the connector, two flat ones. All right, I think I got it here. So you got that light that you had a second ago? It's going to be easier. Turn it down one notch so maybe that it won't glare on the camera so much and hold it. Did that do it?
I don't know. It's fine. I didn't even know I could do that.
Maybe it can't. Okay. Cameraman says it's fine. He's the cameraman, the editor, the producer, the director. He said he's got it. All right, let's put that there. We got it on ohms. So, okay, so let's check it. Let's come right here. Let's look at this. So we see that that is good. All right, so now let's get this. Might need some. I'm gonna try to do this without going crazy and getting connectors on this thing and everything. Not the easiest thing to get to here. All right. Give me a terminal breakout kit. It's just gonna be easier.
What?
I got it.
Okay.
Alright, if anybody's interested in one of these kits, AESWave, we don't get anything from AESWave, we just like them. You can order one of these kits. Very, very, very handy. Alright, let's do that one.
What are you doing?
What I'm doing here is I'm going to connect to I'm going to go into this connector where the two wires, the circuit that goes through the switch basically. So I got in and out of the circuit that goes through the switch. And we're gonna ohm it out. So I need that where it was. Go the other way. I can't see now. There it is. Something just happened. Hang on. Oh, well, darn it. Hang on a second. There's the switch right there. That's the connector for the switch. Okay, hang on. Didn't know that was a connector for the switch. Nice. Maybe it just unseated. Give me a mirror there, Clayton. Let me take a look at that. Maybe that thing just came unseated. Wouldn't that be a miracle? That would be an absolute miracle. This is one of our absolutely best employees we ever had. Sweetest thing in the world, and her husband's in the military, so she's moving literally across the country. We're in Southeast Georgia. She's going all the way to Washington State.
Too big.
So we want to get this thing fixed. So this would be a miracle if this thing is just a connection issue. I can't remember every one of these things ever coming unplugged like that. That's a little bit different, but hey, let's say I worked on 1 million of these. All right, I see the pins. Ooh, that's going to be tough to get to that. I'm going to try to own that. I'm going to try. Give me a bore scope.
Force scope.
No, say.
Put that OE walk out.
The what?
The OE walk.
OE walk?
Force scope, OE walk.
Oh, yeah, the OE walk. Yeah, that thing's awesome. Yeah, actually, the OE walk. Oh, he didn't get the OE walk.
Do you want the OE whack?
Yeah, I'd rather have that one, honestly. It's so quick to open up and just turn it on.
Got that thing here in the box.
That thing is nice. Such a OE whack.
That thing's clutch.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to do this. This is gonna be extremely difficult, but I'm gonna try. I'm giving it a shot here. See if I can't go in with this. Don't think I'm gonna be able to do this, but maybe.
I think it was like $60, wasn't it?
It's like $50-something for that thing. Yeah, they did send us those. Those they sent us. I think they sent us 2, and we bought some more of them. That's not gonna be able to. Not gonna be able to do that there. Okay. Man, I really want to do that.
Camera's dirty.
My cameras.
Dirty again. There you go.
There it is. There she is. That switch must be inside, because that's not. It's got to be inside that plate. Because that is. That's different from the ones that I remember. The ones I remember just were like a heat tab bolted to the side of the compressor. And they would just get hot, pop. Okay. Alright. Well, let's do this right off the bat. Let's go ahead. Just look at this guy. Did you have this? So you had this off?
Kind of. It had a break in the plastic, and so just try to seal it up a little bit better.
Oh, I see that.
Yeah, I didn't actually have it off.
I think this could be our issue right here. This could be our issue.
See,
Just the fact that it doesn't have any positive way of locking it in. Looks like Clayton put a little. Did you put the sealer on here?
Yes,
Okay. So.
because I didn't want to get
Yeah,
water
so-
in there.
So what can happen? He didn't want to get water in it, so he's trying. But we need this thing to lock into place. This thing may have just popped off of there, or maybe lost connection. So let's go ahead and see if we can't get it back in place. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put these on, because it's going to be way easier for me to do it from up here. I want a different size. All right. Give me purple. Never mind. So loose. Better. Alright. Hopefully they don't pop off when I'm doing this. So. see if we can't get this to work here. So, man, I don't know if I better get my hand in there to even get it back on. Okay, here's what I want to do now, Clayton.
What's that?
I want you to get... I'm going to try to hold it in place down there just to be sure I'm on. And I want you to take the 2 leads of the meter and put them in here. Make sure you're getting contact on the sides. That's open. Yep. Just move it around a little bit.
What are you trying to do here?
Right now I'm just trying to make sure that I'm on it. I'm on it. I can see that. I can feel that I'm on it. I can't see that I'm on it. I can see it with my fingers. I can feel that I'm on it. So I'm on. Yeah, so that switch is no good. Now, unless we got a broken wire between there, we can check that too. Well, if we were good, it would pass through there. It would be that wouldn't say OL. That would give us some kind of a resistance reading going through that switch. So, yeah, that's definitely on. I'm definitely on there. So, that switch we know is no good. Those wires are literally that long, and we didn't see any issue there. We could go in and pull that back off and own them out. We might do that, but so now what we can do is, if we wanted to test this out, we can put power to the compressor, and we can run the compressor. But you did that. The compressor comes on, it runs. So we know this switch is bad. So I guess the moral of this video is, you know, you can spend a whole lot of time looking for a break in that wire. Okay, going by the hand-drawn, or not the hand-drawn, but the non-OE wiring diagram. And I am not saying don't use those non-OE wiring diagrams. I use them. You guys have seen it. I use them all the time. But when we get into something like this, where colors don't match, or something's off, you need to go ahead and go to the OE one, look at it, figure out if there's something different. Sometimes if it's just a wire color, it's not the end of the world. You can work around that. But in this case, that switch is literally not even listed in there at all. So in this case, yeah, this could have been forever looking for this wiring issue. So and with the correct wiring diagram, what are we talking about, Clayton? 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Right. 10 minutes. Problem found. In and out. We're good. So now we just got to find the switch for her. See if we can't get some cold air in this thing to get her. They're not driving this up there, right?
Nope.
They're not driving this. They're going to get this hauled up there, but still we want to get this thing fixed. So so we're going to try to find that out. But listen, I hope you guys got something out of this. I hope you see what we were going with this thing. If any questions, or you saw anything that you would have done different, or you'd like to see us do, let us know in the comments. So I hope this one helped. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. If you like the video, give us a thumbs up. Hit that notification bell so you can get notified every time we release a video. We're trying to do one a week. We're doing our best to do that. What else do they need to do?
Hit that subscribe button.
Yeah, don't miss out. We're going to be doing a giveaway. It's going to be a good giveaway, hopefully for the 50K mark. We're getting up on 40 right now, so we're trying to put something together. So definitely hit that subscribe button so you can be in for the giveaway that's coming up. So thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.
Can I enter that giveaway?
He didn't say it. I was waiting for him.
Well, I didn't know where you wanted me to